Right, lessons for bass. For my students, you're a little bit more advanced. This is also goes for anybody who's doing sort of grade 1 level playing. This is for you. Now, obviously, if you remember, you've got E, A, D, G. Now, if you remember, we were talking about putting your thumb on your pickup when you're playing E, and then when you move down, as you can see on the bottom camera, you put your thumb on the E string and move straight down. Repeat on the A to play the D, and then play on the G. Okay, now this great track performed and written for Michael Jackson, called Billie Jean. Some of you will have heard it, and obviously I'm sure a lot of you will have heard of Michael Jackson. Now this bass line is more tricky because it's repetitive and quite quick. This will also as well make sure that you get your second and third finger independence. So remember as well, none of that, because that will not help you as a bass player, because those frets are wide, so you need to keep your hand as far as you can round, and fingertips, not the backs of the fingers, not like that, fingertips. Okay, so we're going to go through this song very, very slowly. It starts on the second fret on the D, which is an E. And then what we do is then we jump up to the B on the second fret on the A. Then you do open D, then back to the second fret on the G, then open G, then jump back to the second fret on the A, then open A, then back on again. Now you probably noticed that basically it's alternating between the open string and the second fret, apart from the first one with that little jump. So you've got the... Now I know that looks super tricky, but it isn't. So you go. Now you probably noticed as well, I'm using alternate fingers. So we've got this thing going on like here. Not that basic's like basically playing with your hand tied behind your back. It's basically cutting off this speed, obviously going. It just allows you to play faster. Now, you probably notice as well with that, I'm not changing my thumb on the A string. Now, the reason is for that is because I'm changing back so quickly, I'm actually staying on the E and using the E string as my rest, and it just keeps the E string quiet for one reason, and also as other way doesn't mean that the thumb gets in the way of playing the A string. So it's nice and slow. Now eventually it'll be a bit faster than that because it's 108 BPM, so that's beats per minute, crotchet beats. As you can see, we're swapping around. Then we move bouncing back up, back down. Just practice, because that is basically, it's quite hypnotic. It goes round and round with the drummer. so he does that, basically that pattern 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, and then we go up a key. Now the nice thing about this is it's pretty similar but a string down, but there is one sneaky little quaver rest in, and that is on the beat 3. So we're going down to the G, to the A, E, open G, back to E, back to A again. So you're going. Now, normally, if we played the full riff with the same thing as we did before, it'd be. But it's not doing that. It's a similar thing, but you're just missing an open string out. So you're going, obviously you're going the A, second, open, second, rest, then back to the the D again on the second. Now on the second time as well, we drop down to the A string on the B string, because that's then moves us back down to the first bit again, because it only does it twice. So you're going. And then back to the. So that make you so you can get your head around it. So second fret on the G, which is an A, then move up to the second fret on the D, which is obviously an E, open D, back to the E, open D, B, open A, B, and then you repeat. So that's the main riff, and you repeat that 7 times. Then on bar 7 we go up a key, which we're going to A minor. So we start off in E, and then we're going to the A, then back to the E, open G, back to the A again, then rest on 3, then we're back to the second fret on the D, which is your E again, open D, and then we repeat the same pattern, rest, and on this last time you drop to the second fret on the A, which is your B. So you should have. Now, the other tricky thing about this as well is obviously it's got a first and second time bar. Now if you remember, the first time bar you play through to the first time bar, then you go back to repeat, and on the second time you miss out the first time and jump to the second. So on the second time bar it's the same, but we're moving down to the E string on the third. So you're going, which then puts us to the pre-chorus, which is will be on another lesson. Because the thing with this one is you're going to have to practice playing, getting it nice. And I know I'm nice and articulate, but I've been playing a long time, and it's all about playing it slowly. It also says detached, so you can play it slightly shortened, which we'll go into in another lesson, because that's a bit of a different technique with your right, it's more your right hand playing shortened notes, but just practice playing the and over and again, and just do it. Don't even have to do it that quick, nice and slowly. And make sure it's all fingertips, not backs of fingers. Now, and eventually you'll find that with your muscle memory that you'll be able to get that up, and you won't even be thinking about your left hand. As you probably notice, I'm not even looking at my left hand at all. and that comes with playing and getting used to the instrument. And then obviously we obviously work on what we call transitions, which is working from the so you have to remember that after the we've got that B, and then we're jumping to the G string to that A. So work on going that big, because it's a bit of a leap, and your hand is sliding down, not rotating that way, just sliding down. So your thumb is like your guide rail. And you notice how my left and my right hand are working in unison together. And just work on that swap. And as you get more confident, you can speed it up. So what we need to do now is we need to sort of look at playing it with the track. Now at the moment you've heard all the songs sort of dissonant, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to work on the half of the first page because it's a bit challenging, and obviously this is the full speed with the backing. So this is Billie Jean.
She was born like a beauty queen from a movie scene. I said, don't mind, but what do you mean? I am the one who will dance on the floor in the round. She said, I am the one who will dance on the floor in the round.
And then obviously that's where it changes, and we'll do into the changes and the different timing next time. Do not panic, just work on things slowly, but that's giving you an, and I can sort out the backing track slower if you're struggling. More than happy to do that. See you online. Cheers.